Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee again with SEC 210. Today I'm going to be going over Lab 1.1.5, which is installing the virtual machines. Basically, you're going to download and install VirtualBox from Oracle's website, and you're going to download two virtual machines from Netacad. All right. There was a question. Yeah, you need to download these specific virtual machines because they're going to be a lot different than the other virtual machines for like the Net 210 class, things like that. All right, but I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to do it. Now, I'm not going to show you how to install VirtualBox because you've done that in other classes. But basically, go to that. Like, let me show you this site. Let me control click that. Come on, control click. Yes. Alright, so here's VirtualBox. Alright, for every kind of operating system you can think of. Let me make sure it says the same thing I'm telling you guys. Let's see. VMware Player and Oracle VirtualBox are two virtualization programs that you can download and install to support the image file. In this lab, you will use VBox. So navigate to Oracle, right there where I'm at. Choose and download the appropriate installation file for your operating system. So more than likely you're using Windows. You can do that, or Mac OS. All right. In Mac OS, I don't really download that many virtual machines because I'm running VMware Fusion, which runs all the Windows VMs inside of it. But you can try either one. All right, some more information about VirtualBox, but it's free download, so it's pretty cool. So basically, if you're going to download it, though, let me show you. Like, say, I've got Windows, and if you go to MS Info, in the search box of Windows, I can tell this is a Windows 10 Pro, 64-bit processor, info like that. All right, but yeah. Alright, so after you download that, download the virtual machine image file. Alright, the image file was created in accordance with the Open Virtualization Format, OVF. OVF is an open standard for packaging and distributing virtual appliances. An OVF package has several files placed into one directory. This directory is then distributed as an OVA package. This package contains all the OVF files necessary for the deployment of the virtual machine. So more than likely, I've downloaded a couple of these before. Some of these are actually downloaded as like it's saying, as a folder. An OVF has a main file, and supporting files with it. An OVA file, that actually is like a one file package that automatically installs all the pre-configured VMs inside of your VirtualBox. All right. This package contains all the OVF files necessary for deployment of the virtual machine. The virtual machine used in this lab was exported in accordance with the OVF standard. Alright, so I'm actually gonna, let me do something. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna open it off screen because, alright, I'm logged in now, so. Alright, but basically, here I'm gonna snap these things side by side. Alright, so make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so we navigated there. Alright, so don't really worry about these CBROPS skills, game client, and instructions. We might use that later on, but the two files you need are the CBROPS workstation and security onion. So you click on that. I'm gonna download them at the same time, but if you have slow internet, I would recommend maybe coming to the lab here and downloading them because we have gigabit internet. If you have, especially if you have fiber, even DSL, it shouldn't take too long to download them. want to pause this video while these are downloading, but I should be right back. Alright, so those are downloaded now. Probably took me about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I was trying to watch a YouTube video while I was doing it and trying to multitask because that's how I roll. Alright, so let's see. We're down to here. Go on here. Download the CBROPS _ workstation.ova and security onion OVA image files and note the location of the downloaded VM. In my case, if I show in folder, if I find out where that went, let's see. Oh, I moved it. I can't show it in the folder, but it's in downloads, or it was in downloads. I've actually moved it onto my my SharePoint site, the OneDrive you guys I sent you a link to. So it's on there, so you can download it if you need that copy. You should be able to get it from Netacad, but whichever way you want to get it. All right, import the virtual machine into the VirtualBox inventory. Port 2, you import the virtual machine image into VirtualBox and start the virtual machine. All right, open VirtualBox. So if I search for virtual, Oracle VM VirtualBox. And you guys want to see a bunch of these. I've got like my DevOps thing on here, all my Kali Linux stuff. Here I gotta look around my microphone. Alright, so that's that. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Alright, let me actually, that's gonna work a lot better. Alright. So go to File, Import Appliance, and let's see. This will work if it's on my, let's see, this is 210. Okay, it says the CBROPS workstation is used in this example. Alright, now here's where you got to be kind of careful. Alright, so specify the location of the OVA file and click Next. Did that. The application window presents the settings suggested in the OVA archive. Review the default settings and changes necessary. Click Import to continue. Alright, when the import process is complete, you will see the new virtual machine added to the VirtualBox inventory in the left panel. The virtual machine is now ready to use. Alright. There's a couple little things that I might have done a little different in here, but I'm going to follow it step by step. Alright. So just wait until that downloads. It's actually installing off my OneDrive, so it might take a little bit of time. Alright, so it downloaded, and it's now in my, on the left pane at the very bottom. Maybe I should rename that. Alright. I'll name this Fall 2020. Alright, it's more than likely about the same as that one, but I'm just going to make sure I'm doing the right one. Alright. Select the newly imported virtual machines. The CBROPS workstation name is used as an example in this lab. Click the green arrow, Start, right here. Alright, make sure you selected the correct virtual machine. Click Start. If you get the following dialog box, click Change Network Settings and set your bridged adapter. Alright, let's see what happens. it should be fairly quick. All right, didn't have any issues really. All right, now if you get the following dialog box, click Change Network Settings and set your abridged adapter. Click the drop-down list next to name and choose your network adapter. All right, this will vary for each computer. Note, if your network is not configured with DHCP services, click Change Network Settings and select NAT in the attached to drop-down box. The network settings can also be accessed via settings in the Oracle VirtualBox Manager or in the virtual machine menu. Select Devices, Network Settings. You may be able to disable and enable the network adapter for the change to take effect. Alright, I have DHCP turned on my network, so it's not an issue. Alright, click OK. The new window will appear and the virtual machine boot process will start. It's already booted up. When the boot process is complete, the virtual machine will ask for a username and password. Use the following credentials to log into the virtual machine. Alright, analyst is already selected up there for username and password, CBROPS. Alright, you'll be presented with a desktop environment. There's a launcher bar at the bottom. Alright, right there. Icons on the desktop. Alright. And icon and application menu at the top. Alright, it has like it's kind of like a start menu. Alright. It looks about the same as the other one. Maybe it's exactly the same as the other CCNA CBROPS. Alright. Notice the keyboard and mouse focus. When you click inside the windows, inside the virtual machine window, your mouse and keyboard will operate the guest operating system. Your host operating system will no longer detect keystrokes or mouse movements. Press the right control key to return keyboard and mouse focus to the host operating system. Now I don't even do that. I just click in here and click outside. Alright, just get used to doing that. Alright, so it says press the right control. I don't know if I like that or not. Alright, basically click inside of here, then click out. Change the focus outside of the virtual machine. Not a big deal. Alright, familiarize yourself with the virtual machine. The virtual machine you just installed can be used to complete many of the labs in this course. Familiarize yourself with the icons in the list below. Alright. Let me drag this thing. Drag it there, do like that. Alright, show the desktop. There's the desktop. Terminal. Alright, there's the terminal emulator. We'll be using that a whole bunch. File manager application. File manager looks like a filing cabinet. Alright, web application, Firefox. That doesn't look like Firefox. Let's see. Maybe it is. Let's open it up. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's Firefox. Alright, file search tool. Right there. I'm assuming that's the file search tool. There's file manager. That's application finder. Let's see. That shows your desktop. Find and launch applications. Let's run your system. Current user's home directory. The launcher tool icons. Alright, so it's going by that. So show the desktop, terminal, file manager, Linux, or Firefox, search, and current user's home directory. All right. All course related applications are located under Applications menu. All right, CBROPS, right there. All right. The Python, some other stuff, Wireshark. All right, so here's one question I missed. List the applications in the CBROPS menu. You guys can do that. Open the terminal emulator, which I already have open. Type IP address at the prompt to determine the IP address of your virtual machine. All right. So looking in here, I kind of like know, let's see, that's the loopback address. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this right here, but I know for a fact NAT must be turned on this virtual machine because that's not my network's subnet. All right, so but that's your machine. Now if I do if config, yeah, so that would be your IP address for the VM. All right, locate and launch the web browser application. Can you navigate to your favorite search engine? All right, so if I want to go to like dancomp.com, that's not a search engine, but that's like a BMX website. All right, I can get there and look at bike stuff, or if I want to go to come on, DuckDuckGo. All right, so I can go to that. So when you're done with the VM, you can save the state of VM for future use or shut down the VM. Closing the VM using GUI. From the VirtualBox file menu, up here, click close. All right, then it'll prompt you. What do you want to do? You want to power it off? Do you want to shut it down? Save the machine state. All right, click save the machine state. Click OK. The next time you start the virtual machine, you'll be able to resume working in an operating system in its current state, which is pretty cool. You pick back up where you left off. The other two options are send the shutdown signal, simulates pressing the power button on a physical computer, or power off the machine, simulates pulling the plug on a physical computer. So that's like probably not what you want to do right there. Send the shutdown signal that simulates pressing the power button. All right, closing the VM using CLI. To shut down the VM using command line, you can use the menu options inside the VM or enter sudo shutdown space -h space now command in the terminal window and provide the password CBROPS when prompted. Rebooting the VM. If you want to reboot the VM, you can use the menu options inside the VM or enter sudo reboot. Okay, that's like we're using super user permissions. All right, that's the sudo. All right, reboot in the terminal and provide the password CBROPS when prompted. Note, you can use the web browser in the virtual machine to research security issues. By using the virtual machine, you may prevent malware from being installed on your computer. So it's basically a lot safer to use a virtual machine because if it gets in a virus, you can just shut it down and delete it versus having it on your physical machine. All right, reflection. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using a virtual machine? All right, you guys can figure that one out, but one of the advantages is obviously what I just said. Like you can shut it down if you're having issues with it, or delete it, rebuild another one while keeping your hypervisor, your main machine up running VirtualBox if you're using that, and that can be running other virtual machines without having to shut everything down and reboot it if one of them goes bad, like on a physical machine. All right, disadvantages, they use some extra overhead for processing and storage versus just using a single physical machine. But nowadays, I mean, I'm running a whole bunch of virtual machines on this PC, and then on my server we're running hundreds of virtual machines. So it's definitely where it's at right now. All right, and that is about it. But basically, what you need to answer on this is answer those 3 questions. You can answer this question too. List the applications on the CBROPS menu. That should be 4. I'll fix that. But that is about it. What you need to do though, you need to do the same procedures for the other, this other virtual machine, the onion. Let's see, I'll show it to you. Right here. Whoops. This security onion. Where are you at? All right. So you can also download that. Download it off Netacad or open that OVA file, import that into Oracle VBox also. All right. And just make sure those up and running. So from now on, almost all the labs are using this, using VirtualBox with virtual machines running inside of it. And that is it. Thanks for watching.